Hello there. Right, I'm in Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. It's very quiet here. I'm in the end of one of the terminals, and there's no one about. Some planes though, which is nice. Always nice to see some planes running about. Hi Sarah, how you doing? So I just fill you in on what happened yesterday. So we just had our two drivers yesterday. It was just me and Adam. So lots of plane noises going on. So Adam drove through Poland, which took about 9 hours, and I drove through Germany, which took about 9 hours. And the reason why it took a bit longer than it did maybe last year, or maybe just in general, is a lot of that time we were driving through a blizzard. Loads of roadworks in Germany, lots of chicanes to go through, chicanery. And also we had issues with the water squirters that squirt onto the windscreen wipers. Froze up, or it burst or something, so we couldn't clean the windows. And if any of you ever driven in snow, you know how dirty your windscreen gets. And also the window wipers actually got ice on them, so when you tried to wipe the window wipers, it actually made a bad situation worse. It just kind of smeared the dirt all over the window, so we had to stop so many times, pull over in the snow. I don't know if you've seen the news, but Munich is under 16 feet of pure white snow. I mean, it's the heaviest snowfall in South Germany in history that's ever been recorded. Heated pipes is what you need. Yeah, probably. So yeah, as you can see here in Amsterdam, we're doing all right. We haven't got any snow yet. Apparently there's some on the way. But the reason why I can talk to you right now is that the flight back to Newcastle has been delayed by half an hour. So you've got me. Well, at least for the next 15 minutes. So like I say, we're having to stop, clean the windscreen, and just there's a thing on the German roads where if you stop at a service station, the toilets aren't free. You know, like in the UK, when you stop at the service station, at least the toilets are free. That you've got to pay maybe 70 euro cents, maybe a euro to go for a piss, right? So it's very tempting to just go and piss in the snow. But if you pay the €1, then you get a little receipt, and then you can use that receipt as a voucher when you buy something from the shop. So if you're going in to buy coffee anyway, or a chocolate bar, or some crisps, or whatever you want to buy from the garage, or even petrol, fuel, you just get that in, you get £1 off, right? So it doesn't cost you anything if you get that voucher. I went to 2 different service stations where the voucher machine wasn't working, and I went over to the person serving, and in both cases I put into Google Translate that what had happened. I hadn't got a voucher even though I'd gone to the toilet, and in both cases I just got shouted at in German, like I'd been a naughty boy. So yeah, not really too happy about that. But yeah, by the by, so one thing led to another, and in the end it took, yeah, like I say, 18 hours. So we started about 9 o'clock from Poland, Regnau, I think it's pronounced, I don't know, right in the east of the country, all the way through Poland. We crossed the border about 6 p.m. into Deutschland, into Germany, and then we were driving. The original ETA was around midnight. Actually, it was around 11 o'clock when we started driving. We didn't get to Adam's place near Bitburg. We didn't get there until 3 o'clock in the morning. And I did that last bit of driving, and it was painful. I can't tell you how painful it was. It was like you were playing a driving game that wasn't a particularly good driving game. It was kind of like a bit tedious, but also it was like set on the highest level. It wasn't just, oh, let's barrel down this autobahn as fast as I like, and yeah, no problem. It wasn't like that at all, because obviously because there's a lot of snow. So couldn't take it that fast. But then there was a lot of roadworks, and they had these really narrow lanes in Germany So trying to get through the roadworks, you've got to go really, really slowly. And of course, if you're in a van and you're going slowly along a road anywhere in the world, there is an Audi behind you, up your arse, flashing their lights, getting really angry that you're taking it easy going through the roadworks because, you know, it's a bit dangerous in a snowstorm to be going through roadworks at over 100 miles an hour, I think, you know, just me. And then as soon as you get out the other side, they're like, yes, finally I can overtake. And they overtake you, and then they continue doing the same speed that you're doing. But it's really important that they're ahead of you. That's the important thing for Audi drivers. And yeah, a lot of Audi drivers in Germany, obviously, it being a German company. Okay, so hello to everyone in the chat. Heating pipes, what you need. And now you're coming back to lovely snow, Graham. Yes, I'm quite excited about that. Bon voyage, Graham. At least you're not travelling out of Germany. No, well, I've already had a flight this morning, so got about 4 hours sleep. Yeah, 4 hours sleep. And then up and at 'em. I had to be at the airport in Luxembourg at I had to be there for about, what was it, 8:45 or something this morning. So got there on time, and which was nice. Adam and his mate dropped me off. His mate Dirk, and yeah, I said to Adam, what a hero, what an absolute trooper. You know, when you say, I couldn't have done it without you, absolutely no way could I have done this expedition without Adam, Major Adam, and his wife Ali, and his daughter Lottie, and his mother-in-law as well, also helped out, because they didn't just source all the presents, like they bought everything. They did this massive spreadsheet with every single packet of Lego and what they got and how many they got of them, and whether it was a Lego set for girls or boys or unisex, whether it was Technic or Duplo. Over 470 different sets. They wrapped every single one of them, wrapped them beautifully in wrapping paper, and they put a sticker on the outside with the age of the set and also whether it was for a boy or a girl. And oh no, they used different coloured wrapping papers depending on whether it was for a boy or a girl, and or unisex. There was loads. Most of the stuff we got actually was unisex. There was just a few things that were like, I don't know if a little boy will open up some Lego and go, yay, it's Barbie. It wasn't Barbie, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so they did all that, and they printed out over 470 pictures of what was inside the presents. So the guys in Kharkiv can just look on the outside of the presents, and they've got this bit of paper on which can be taken off really easily. It just peels off with what's inside the presents, so they can make their own decision on who gets what. And just the amount of industry, the work that they put in doing that is just absolutely phenomenal. So when I say hats off to them, I mean really hats off to them. Driving down a German autobahn for a few hours in the night time is a bit of a drag, to be sure, but what they did was just, I mean, that was just above and beyond, absolutely incredible. And then obviously Adam coming with us all the way, and Frank coming with us all the way to Ukraine and taking over the driving. So it wasn't just me, which was nice. The second trip I did over to the border with Ukraine, that was me on my own, and that was pretty painful. It was difficult, it really is. At least when you got someone else there, you can have a chat, and when you talk, like, time seems to go a bit faster, I think. Anyway, so this is my gate. I'm at gate D24 here. It doesn't look like anything's moving. I'm going to check the screen. While I'm doing that, I'm going to check the screen here to see what you guys have been saying. Don't eat yellow snow. Yeah, it snowed again last night. An angry Audi driver? No way. Frank, nice to see you. Well, Graham. Oh, thanks, Frank. Yes, Ben, just read that. Only 79. The south of Germany was hit big time. No snow whatsoever in West Germany. Well, I was staying in West Germany last night, so we were all right. Once we got there were two snowstorms. There was a period when there was just no snow, but then there were two snowstorms that we had to get through, and it was, you couldn't drive on all three lanes of the autobahn unless you were crazy. You only had to stay on the inside lane because it's the only one where your tyres are actually touching the road rather than ice or snow. They were the elves. while you get to be the Santa and get all the credit. Not exactly. So yeah, kudos to them. I'll be bigging them up big time in the blog as well on UK4UKR.com. And also what Rob Peacock, who's the guy that we met when we were in Lviv, what he's going to do is try and get as many pictures as he can of the presents being delivered or kids having made their Lego set. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we should have like dozens of pictures of Ukrainian kids with their toys, so you'll be able to see exactly where your donations went, which is really important because a lot of the time you give to charities and you're like, where does it actually go? Can we just see where it goes? I'm not saying that the charities are dodgy, not at all, but just it would be nice to see the end result a bit more like directly. I contributed 20 quid, bought this particular thing. There's the kid, he's happy. It's icy here in the Isle of Man, and vehicles are skidding all over the road. People going out on their summer tyres. Not a good idea. Stay in. Hello all, says Enzo the God. I guess you also have to contend about driving on the opposite side of the road. Yes, just saying. And also driving on a left-hand drive car rather than a right-hand drive car, which is it's a bit hard to judge sometimes. Just go through those really, really narrow chicanes in the dark, in a snowstorm. It was just, it was a bit much. You shouldn't have to concentrate that much on motorway driving. But yeah, I did. So I don't know what they're saying on the tannoy there, but I'm just keeping an eye on D. Is that? No, that's not D, is it? Where is it? D24. Oh, there you go. D24. There you go. That's our gate. So I'm just gonna have a read through of the messages now, and then I'm gonna sign off in a couple of minutes because I'm gonna go over there and wait to get on. My backpack is really heavy as well. You can see this behind me, but it's full of stuff. I've also got my camera bag down here as well. Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna sit down. Oh, that's better. So yeah, I'm well and truly knackerinoed. I was just trying to write my blog and I just couldn't focus. I was just sitting there like kind of like a bit of a daze, just staring at the screen going, right, what happened yesterday? I'm sure I can remember this. It literally happened yesterday. My first weekend in St. John's, Newfoundland, a metre of snow fell in 24 hours. The locals thought I was mad, rolling around and playing. The Newfies in Newfoundland. Is the weather worse than the Canadian winter? Not here where I am at the moment. I don't think it's worse than the Canadian winter, but I think Canada's probably more used to it. I mean, they're used to snowfall here, but it's the most they've ever had down in the south of the country, ever, since records began in the 1930s. I've driven an articulate truck in the snow, that's fun. And just me and Vid said, stay safe, you're the bestest. Oh, brilliant. And Nick's saying, Big Bear, get them. So this is annoying. So I have a card that lets me into the lounge. I hardly ever use it because I only fly like once a year, if that. And I always forget that I've got this card that allows me to get into and you're only allowed in like once a year. So I'm like, oh well, I may as well use that.
Mrs. Althea Mary Brown.
Mary Brown.
Please contact the desk of Lost and Found between gates.
We've got your child. Okay. Yeah, and I went in. It's brilliant. It's like free out. Do you mind?
To the desk of Lost and Found between gates.
Going out live here.
And F, please.
All right, we're here for the first time. Right. Anyway, and you go in and they've got like free alcohol. It's great. They've got bottles of free alcohol. But I'm that tired and I'm that kind of like, I didn't actually want a drink, so it was completely wasted on me. Right, so they're calling people now for D24. Oh, do you want to?
Mrs. Katalin Susanna.
Do you want to
Please
also annoying?
Contact the desk of Lost and Found between gates E
we got that.
and F.
We got it. What's also annoying
Mrs. Katalin
is when you're trying to talk, but.
To the desk of Lost and Found between gates E
Brilliant.
and F, please.
What's also annoying is because of Brexit, a lot of these European airports have had to change their setups. So this is where Brexit has actually cost not just the French and other countries that have had to do changes to their ports because we're no longer part of the single market, customs union and free movement of people. Airports have had to change all over Europe, because if they were just flying around Europe, then you didn't have to stamp people's passports if they were changing flights, right? So if you would, if you were leaving Luxembourg and coming to the UK, you could have got your passport stamped out of Luxembourg, right? And then changed flights and then gone to the UK, I guess. But now, I mean, because you've got to get your passport stamped, they've had to put extra stampy people, what are they called? Border guards, whatever. Customs officials, all that kind of shit in place, and we've made them pay for that. We've made our European brothers and sisters pay for all this infrastructure that didn't need to exist before. And I know that people from other countries, America and Australia and places, would have had to do that anyway. But like, there's so many British people traveling around Europe all the time. I mean, this is our neighbours. It's like Americans going from state to state. It's just, it's next door. But we've put these barriers in the way. We put these extra steps because I don't know. There was an article in the Times today, Sunday Times, some dickwit who went to Eton, and he was like, "Oh well, actually, since the Tories have been in, the economy's going great guns." And I'm sitting there going, "You lying bastard!" So I worked it out in our economy since 2007, it's grown by 1.2%, and our population has grown by 10%. So in real terms, our economy has shrank substantially per person. It's gone down from around $50,000 per person GDP to around 45,000. It's shrunk by 10%. Meanwhile, our economy hasn't really grown. It's like, well, we're doing better than our competitors in Europe. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're really not. I mean, maybe France, they're not doing so well, but Germany's doing a lot better than it was in 2007. Its economy's grown by about $750 billion. That'd be nice. Our economy's grown by about £4 billion. Well done, everyone. In 16 years. I think the Marvel movies are taking way more than that. Movies, not an entire country of 68 million people. Movies. Jesus Christ. I hope you have a safe flight. Thanks very much. Don't worry, Graham. You will pay the bill when you want to get back in. Yes, Jupp. Yeah. We will pay the bill. And, I'm all for a hard rejoin. Schengen, the Euro, everyone speaking German. I'm not even kidding. Let's learn our compound words and masculine, feminine, and neuter. Neuter? What even is that? It's shrunk unless your family belongs in the top 1%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but his own bank account skyrocketed. Lol. Yeah, I'm sure it probably did. Brexit never stops giving. Yeah. The shit that never stops shitting. It's just the reverse Midas touch. When I went to Germany, we just walked in. If I had known that the traitors were going to rip us out of the EU, I would have started earlier with a plan to leave. Yeah. It's weird looking at the graph of the way that public opinion surveys that were done at the time over the last sort of 13 years or longer, and it was how many people wanted us to leave the EU. It was always below the ones who wanted to stay until that little blip in 2016, and then it went back again to what it was, reverted to the mean. Is that the correct expression? Yeah, it was corruption, lies, cheating, stealing, telling old ladies that the EU's going to come and take away their cup of tea. That genuinely happened. Telling people who love animals that the European Union is killing the polar bears. That happened as well. It went on their Facebook timelines against the law, using stolen data from Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Yeah. Anyway, there's a different gate in European airports for British takes longer to... Well, it's not a different gate. It's just that... For many years, my girlfriend was Australian. She still is, but it's not my girlfriend anymore. And whenever we travelled around Europe, I could go into the EU lane, obviously. I didn't need a stamp, but she would have to go into the all passports lane. Sometimes the all passport lane would be quicker, and I'll just join her on that. But especially in smaller airports, like Liverpool and stuff like that. But then now, you've got, especially at big airports like Amsterdam, the all passports lanes are including literally everybody who's not European Union or Norway or Switzerland. That's a lot of countries. So over 150 countries. So yeah, it wasn't too bad today actually, I have to say, but in the past I've been stuck in the queue for a very long time to get my stamp out. I never used to get a stamp, but now I do, unfortunately. And I've got to get a new passport now, because my passport's going to expire next November, but you have to get it 10 years after it was given to you, because there's a 10-year rule now because Brexit. Yay! But I'm quite excited to show you this. I'm just keeping an eye on my gate over there, but they're not boarding yet. It's quite exciting down here. That's that down there is they're my stamps in and out of Ukraine. I think, yeah, you're right. That were my stamps on Friday. But over here, see these two here, these are my Ukraine stamps from 2017, when I went in 2017. Not my first rodeo, and not my first trip into Ukraine. Although it is my first trip into Ukraine when there's been an active war going on. But Lviv was beautiful. Lviv was amazing. I'm sort of weirdly looking forward. Not weirdly. I'm actually looking forward to going back if we get to go again next year. If we can do this for Easter, take a load of Easter eggs over. Yeah, I might set it up so I can spend a few days in Lviv next time, because it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's well away from the theatre of war. So it's sort of life was normal, pretty much. Although it's never going to be normal, is it? We were talking to a police officer on the way out of the country, and he reckoned that we're in this for the next 5 years. They're saying in Ukraine it's going to be 5 years. So I said, she'll have a blue passport then. Yes, I will have a blue passport. The miserable, shitty blue passport, which reverts back to the 90s style of just having a sort of rose symbol in the middle of each page, and each page looks exactly the same. Unlike the glory days of the bird passport, and then there was the weather passport. This is the weather passport, and then there was the landmarks passport, which was just amazing. And I kick myself every day that I didn't renew my passport early, or just ask for a second one, just so I could have had one of those landmarks passport, because they're a work of art. They really are. Forget about the colour of the outside, Brexiters. They were just really beautifully made by a British company, Delavu, instead of a French company that printed them in Poland. My next passport would be a shitty black passport. Yeah, pissport. Yeah, I got a new passport at the beginning of this year and it was black. Yeah, they always were. If you look at the old ones from the 80s, they were black as well. But everyone said, no, it's blue. If you look at it in the light, at least you get a blue one this time, because that's the most important thing. Dip me in chocolate and throw me to the blue passports and the malformed bananas. I remember seeing the Vote Leave advert about the polar bears. Can't believe that was ever allowed. Well, it was only allowed because it was an advisory referendum. So they got away with breaking the law because they went, well, it's not legally binding. You don't actually have to do the result of it, but the Tories decided that they would. Tom saying what you've done is truly amazing. Oh, thanks, Tommy. That's really nice. It doesn't feel like that big a deal. I mean, it's just a case of organising everything, getting everything together. I've got to admit that it was a proper slog getting through the border control, in and out, proper slog. I don't fancy having to do that again anytime soon. And also there's a blockade. I don't know if you know, but beginning of the week, the Polish truckers, and they've been now joined by the Slovakian truckers as well, on the borders, have put up this blockade to stop Ukrainian drivers going back into Ukraine because reasons I don't know, but it's a bit, the situation's getting a bit critical at the moment because they're not letting trucks in. Like, we were all right because we were a van, but yeah, anything bigger than that, they're stopping coming in at the moment. You might want to read that up on your own news. My border is at the Ukraine one or the British one. Well, yeah, exactly. what's this? Why blockade your allies? I don't know. Well, it's not the governments of those countries doing it, is it? It's the truckers because they're pissed off about something. I don't know. Feel hard done by. I'll have to look into it more, so I know. But my passport with European Union on the front doesn't expire till 2028. Well, the chances I'll get another burgundy one. Pretty small for 2028. I think that Brexit is very likely to be back on the agenda, or rather, rejoin will be back on the agenda for 2029 in that election. And then we can, have all these arguments again. And people can tell you that the EU is a terrible thing that only made us net profits of about £1.8 billion a week. Bastards. It's alright, we can stand on our own 2 feet. Not that we've got enough, natural resources or food to do so, but whatever. Is Putin going to last 5 years? Yeah, probably. Mugabe lasted till what, he was 94, was he? Before he carked it. Murdoch's still alive. Trump is still alive, unbelievably, since he's 99% hamburger. I don't know. The good die young. They really do. The only thing I've achieved is giving 50 quid to Graham for Lego to give to John. Well, thank you, Duke. We couldn't have, honestly, if we hadn't had these amazing contributions from people, we wouldn't have been able to do it. When we first started talking about this, we were talking about just going over in a car, literally in a car with some presents in it, because we didn't think we'd have the money to do anything this large. But managing to source hundreds and hundreds of presents, getting them all wrapped and doing all that stuff, I couldn't have done it alone, and we couldn't have done it without your support. So thank you, everyone who chipped in, no matter what you chipped in. And 50 quid is a fair chunk of change, mate, so thank you very much. Thankfully, I have dual nationality and an Irish passport. Thanks, Dash. I can't get an Irish passport because my grandparents were born in England, but my great-grandparents were from Ireland, so it's got to be grandparents. My mum might be able to get an Irish passport. Should look into that. Russian spies, I mean. Yes. No, we're not Russian spies. My passports. Do Ukraine have their Christmas in early January on the 25th of December? That's a good question. We don't actually know, because I know the Coptic Christians in Ethiopia, they celebrate Christmas on January the 7th, I think, and celebrate it on the 25th. However, when we were driving around Lviv, all the Christmas decorations were out, all the windows were full of Christmas displays and stuff like that. So, yeah, look, whatever day it is, the kids will get their presents by the time, whether it's January or December, the presents should all be out. Because Rob's got a network of people working for this charity, so it's not just going to be Rob on his own going around house to house dropping off these presents around the oblast, but yeah. And what Rob did was amazing. I mean, he drove 1,000 kilometers to come and meet us in Lviv and sort out the transportation of the presents to Kharkiv, and then once he'd finished that, he went off and drove back. But like Tommy Robinson, yeah, likes his Irish passport and time in Tenerife. He's a patriot and puts Britain first. Yeah, indeed. Britain first. Right, I'm getting a bit worried now because nothing's happening. So, oh, hang on. KLM. Is it Newcastle? It's not yet ready for boarding. Something's not yet been finished. I missed what it was, but I could be sitting in the lounge having a beer here. I fancy one now because it's getting dark outside. Look. Traditionally January 6th, but due to the Russian thing, they've moved it to December the 4th, 24th, 25th. Well, there you go, Trond. Thank you very much for that information. It's good information. They've moved it to 25th of December last year as an FU to Russia. Okay, good. I like it. What's this? Duke Revenge. The best revenge is to continue living. Yes. The best revenge is living well. If your mum can get Irish citizenship, you may become eligible for an Irish passport. I think you should look into that. I'm really sad. And also, the fact that I never finished this one. Do you know what I mean? I kind of wanted to fill it up I've got 6 full passports at home, and this one's only half full. It's a 48-page one though, so you know it's pretty meaty. But yeah, it's not as full as I would have liked it for 9 years of travel. But yeah, I've got a fair few little stamps in there. Yes. I think if it had been a normal size passport, it probably would have been filled, but it's not a normal size passport. Should have thought of that. Should have thought of that before I did that. Yeah, you know. Oh, it's my Russian visa. A Belarusian visa. Yeah. I thought that might get me into trouble, you know, when I crossed the border into Ukraine, but they didn't mention it. I remember an English politician, Brexiteer, claiming something like this: "Lol, it was funny at the time to use the wink." I've got cider if that helps. Oh, thanks, Sam. Doesn't, but thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, well, listen, I've been ranting on for half an hour now. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm heading back to Newcastle. Getting the train back to Durham. Hopefully, Catherine might be able to pick me up. If not, I'm trudging through the snow back home. It's only an hour's walk. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I think I'm going to have an early night tonight, and I'll be back in the morning at 9:30 for morning brew back home, so you know, look out for that. And we've got the run up to Christmas now, so yeah, all to play for. So hopefully I'll see you in the morning. Oh, David, thank you very much for the €5 super chat. Take a hot coffee, Graham. Great job, honey. You know I don't use super chat, but you're amazing. Oh, thank you very much. I think that's David's first super chat. It might be. But yeah, I'm trying to give it a like, but I can't. Anyway, so yeah, all successful. Presents dropped off. Humanitarian aid dropped off. Journey of over 4,000 kilometres there and back, undertaken in 3 days. And yeah, now it's just a case of getting back home. Nice to have a bath. Go to bed. So I hope to see you in the morning. Oh, thanks very much for the €20 super chat there, Christine. That's really sorry, euro, $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. That's really kind of you. Thank you. An hour's walk through the snow at -20. No, it's not that cold in Durham. Actually, it's always cold in Durham, but it's not that cold. Yeah. I'm just reading this message from Job. Oh, hello. Families with infants. Right, I'm gonna go and see if I can kidnap a child so I can get on the flight first. Alright, wish me luck. Until next time, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.